What is up, everyone? The Timeless Travels update for Pokemon Go Battle League just dropped, which means we now know the final stats for the updated attacks like Steel Wing and Scald, which I'll be talking about in today's video, but also Mud Slap, Iron Tail, and Breaking Swipe, of which I'll be making separate videos, but I did want to give you a short summary today. Breaking Swipe got nerfed hard. It went from 100% debuff rate to only 50, which is extremely big for Pokemon like Heliolisk and Rayquaza in their respective leagues especially, because they'll almost be unusable now, and on Steelix it's just quite sad, which I do like. Steelix is not going to be very good anymore with Breaking Swipe at least, which is a good thing, but I'm not a fan of what happened to Heliolisk and Rayquaza at all, to be honest. Then Iron Tail and Mud Slap only received extremely minor buffs, which is not going to be enough to make them like relevant at all, most likely, except for maybe Mud Slap on Rhyperior in the Master League, but with the Breaking Swipe nerf, Rhyperior probably won't be very useful anymore anyway. So those, not that great, but Steel Wing and Scald did receive massive buffs. Scald, we already knew, went up to 85 power, which is insane for a 50 energy attack, makes it super strong, but it also has a 50% chance to the buff now instead of the previous 30, which makes Scald an absolutely top tier charged attack, and especially on a Pokemon like Whiscash, will be put to use very, very well. Skarmory with Steel Wing, now absolutely insane as well, as Steel Wing didn't just get a single increase to its energy generation, it got a double increase. It went from 5 to 7 energy per Steel Wing, which puts Steel Wing on the same level as Poison Jab. So a really, really strong attack. And that has put Skarmory with Steel Wing actually on the #1 spot on the PvPoke rankings. So is it the best Pokemon in Great League now? I guess we'll have to find out. We're gonna head into these battles, starting off with Skarmory into this Swampert. Since I have Steel Wing, not a great matchup, though it is definitely playable, but I decided to swap into Whiscash anyway, since I have two better answers to Swampert in the back, or at least one, because Cradily answers to Swampert. I'm running Cradily in the back here, by the way, as Skarmory does struggle versus water types like Lantern, and then fire types like Talonflame, and Cradily can beat both. I'm not sure if it's like the best Pokemon in this meta, but it worked out, so I think it's okay. Anyway, my opponent here decided to switch out into Obstagoon after I hit a Scald on their Swampert, which they shielded. And now I'm going to hit another Scald. Unfortunately, no debuffs yet. My buff rate today wasn't the best. I was doing all these battles live on Twitch, by the way. And my Twitch chat was keeping track of how many Scald debuffs I got. And I'm pretty sure the final tally was like 3 out of 10. And then we stopped counting. So that wasn't the best when the debuff chance is supposed to be 50. But, you know, that's just a very small sample size. So it's not something you can really you know, draw any conclusions from. Anyway, did you see that Steel Wing damage, by the way? Very nice Steel Wing damage on the Obstagoon. Able to farm it down with Skarmory, and then get the Brave Bird first, the Alola Marowak. By the way, for Steel Wing to get to charge stack with Skarmory, it's gonna be 8 Steel Wings for the first Sky attack, and then the next ones are gonna be 7. So that's not super fast, but it's much faster than Skarmory was, so that is nice. Anyway, my opponent here had Swampert and a Alola Marowak in the back, which is exactly what I'm running Cradily for. I'm able to Rock Slide the Swampert now, and I should be able to get another one off on their Alola Marowak afterwards. It appears my opponent kind of quit the game though. We're kind of lagging. It's usually a sign they just close the app, because they know they lost, or they just lagged out. I don't know. Yeah, that Marowak kind of standing still. I can probably speed this up a little bit. Actually, never mind. I don't know where the button is. We're just gonna sit through this. Go, Cradily. Rock Slide this Alola Marowak. There we go. Finally, GG. Okay, next game we face a Galvantula in the lead. This is very bad for me. So I switch into Whiscash and I come out with Venusaur. Just big yikes. Go for the Mud Bomb here. I think I barely did not reach the Blizzard, but my opponent's gonna shield anyway, which is really nice, because now I'm shield up. I can probably farm down this Venusaur with my Skarmory later. You know, even if they let both Mud Bomb go, I would have actually put them in a range where I could have farmed down with Mud Shots probably. So that shield from my opponent was probably wise, because either way I get shield or switch advantage. At this point though, I'm fine with letting Whiscash go. Just bring in Skarmory, Steel Wing this Venusaur all the way down, and we're just gonna unload the Brave Birds onto Galvantula. Out comes Galv. Just gonna go straight for the Brave Bird. If they let this go, it will go down. Damn, that's a lot of damage. In comes Galarian Stunfisk. And this is not the Metal Claw variant, so my Cradily should be very fine here. Shield up this attack here. Earthquake will do a decent amount. Also, I was still a little scared of a digital flash cannon. Like, you never know, of course, at this stage in the rotation. You know, day one, always the wild attacks. This Stunfisk seems to be running the regular moveset. Throws a Rock Slide now, which I'll let go. And Cradily should be looking pretty solid here. Yeah, Cradily actually looking kind of nice in these battles. We haven't faced a Steel Wing Skarmory with it yet though. But as long as you can avoid that, Cradily is quite nice. Being a Talonflame, beating Whiscash, being good in neutral scenarios like Galarian Stunfisk. Just Grass Rock is very, very nice coverage. Especially, of course, also struggles with fighters. But after Metacham nerf, might see less of them now. I don't know. I guess we'll find that out later. Next match, we have a Shadow Charizard lead. Definitely not ideal for Skarmory. So I bring out Whiscash and out comes the Superior. This is just hard counters all the way. I'm going to build it to a Blizzard at least. Then throw the Scald. And they shield it, thinking it might be Blizzard. So this is pretty good. Now I've burned a shield. And if I can farm down the Superior with my Skarmory, it might still have play versus the Charizard. Gonna go for another Scald. Also, we got a attack drop there, which is nice. Allows me to get to another one here. We'll put the Superior into nice farm down range for my Skarmory. So bring out now. Don't wait out a timer. You don't want to wait out a timer there because that will allow them to switch out earlier. And since I didn't wait out a timer, I should be able to get in some Steel Wings before they're able to switch out. They are gonna switch out though, which does make this kind of painful. They have a lot of energy on that Superior now. They only threw one attack into my Skarmory and then dipped, which means they're basically at 2 frenzies already, which is just really bad. Gonna shield this up. At this point, I'm fine staying with Skarmory in here. And just gonna go for a Sky Attack to knock this out. I could have considered going on Cradily as well. But I wouldn't be surprised if there's another like Skarmory answer in the back at this point. Seeing as I did switch in the Zard versus Skarmory here. Not being afraid of it getting aligned to something that's in the back. Anyway, what did I bring in now? It is a Lickitung. This is actually not the best matchup for Skarmory. Lickitung, of course, can only do resisted charge attacks here with Body Slam and Power Whip. But because Skarmory's HP pool is so low, Licks are gonna do a lot. So this is actually a matchup that Skarmory generally just barely loses. This scenario though, I'm able to get off the Brave Bird, does a ton of damage. Now they switch into Superior after I brought out Cradily. I'm really hoping I get to the Rock Slide here before they can get to the second Frenzy Plant. But unfortunately, the Superior already had so much energy that they're able to get there. Now I have 2 options. I either throw the Rock Slide, knock out the Superior, or I just let Cradily go. I decided to just let Cradily go, hoping to get a farm down here with Skarmory. Because the thing is, if I throw the Rock Slide, the Lickitung will just be able to outpace my Skarmory to a charge attack and win the game. Whereas if I just let Cradily go and go for a farm down versus Superior, I might be able to reach a Sky Attack. So that's my plan here, but the Frenzy Plant did a little bit too much, and we end up tying on that knockout there, and they still have a Lickitung left, so I lose the game. GG. Next up, we face an Obstagoon lead, and this is where you're really gonna see the Steel Wing buff. Cobbin Clutch previously, this was a pretty good matchup for Obstagoon because they would severely outpace Skarmory to 3 Night Slashes before we were able to get to 2 Sky Attacks. But now you're actually going to outpace the 2 Sky Attacks as it's 15 Steel Wings for 2 Sky Attacks and it's also 15 counters for 3 Night Slashes. But because Obstagoon is throwing an extra attack, you get a Steel Wing through during it, so you actually get their 1 fast attack before they do. I'm going to shoot up this next Night Slash. Now I get to another Sky Attack. I could Brave Bird here. That would have probably been the play, because that would knock out. But this still does a good amount of damage. If I let this go, I think I take it, and we might still farm down. Yeah, I take it. Look at that. I win the once straight Sky Attack. Just barely, but I do win it, which is just crazy. Really nice. Oh, they have Ariados, and I bring in Whiscash, and once I brought it in, I was like, oh, this thing has Trailblaze now, but I don't think my opponent's running it. He's running Lunge, which is fine by me. Gonna go for the Scald now. I don't think Trailblaze would knock out anyway. It's not a strong attack, so I was expecting to be fine there anyway, and I think I would have been. But yeah, it's Lunge, so it doesn't even matter. Since I'm double the buff, I'm gonna switch in Cradily. gonna take this attack here. I don't think they'll be that strong as Whiscash in the back. So at this point, I'm basically just sacking my Cradily and hoping my Whiscash can sweep. Out comes Gramble now. This is tough because they're gonna be able to farm me down before I get to 2 attacks here. They do farm me down. I can't take too many charms with Whiscash still, so I'll also just take 1, throw 2 Mud Shots, throw my Mud Bomb, take out this Gramble. I now hope I can outpace the Ariados to a Scald before they can get to the lunge, but I don't think I can. I think a debuffed Scald still does more than a non-debuffed Mud Bomb, so that's what I go for. Also hoping they wouldn't throw the lunge, but they did. But yeah, it's still enough. And we're able to Mud Shot down the Ariados. GG. Next match, Galarian Stunfisk in the lead. Not the best match for Skarmory, so switching to Cradily, but it ends up being a Metal Claw Stunfisk. Yeah, these are classic day 1 battles. It is not a day 1 of Go Battle League without facing a Muddy Water Stunfisk, because that's also what they just threw. And they get the debuff. Yeah. Not too good for Cradily, but, you know, it's also only a 1432 CP Galarian Stunfisk, so I should still be fine here. Let me know, by the way, down in the comments, what the spiciest Pokemon you faced was. For me, it was probably this Galarian Stunfisk and the Pokemon that are behind it, because this trader's backline is also quite spicy. Anyway, I'm debuffed, so I'm actually going to switch back into Skarmory. This is, even with Mud Shot, Rock Slide, this is not the worst matchup for Skarmory at all, since they need like 4 Rock Slides to knock out Skarmory. Unless you debuff yourself with Brave Bird, you can take 3 Rock Slides. So, yeah, even with against the Mud Shot variant of Stunfisk, Skarmory's kind of okay there. Against Metal Claw, even better. Probably, actually, I haven't done the Sims. I would assume so, because Metal Claw kind of sucks. Golduck comes out. Okay, not the best Pokemon for Skarmory either. I go for Sky Attack, hoping to get a shield, and I did. I should have maybe went for Brave Bird, but my timer wasn't up, and I didn't want to get debuffed. At this point, I'm going to shield this up, just save the Skarmory. And I have a Grass Knot loaded on Cradily already, so I'm just going to build to the Brave Bird, throw the Grass Knot, this should knock out the Golduck, and then hopefully I can take care of whatever's in the pack. With my Pokemon ends up being Arcanine, dang. Super spicy team by my opponent there. Much respect to that, to be honest. I also faced some like super meta lines later on with like Shadow, Victreebel, Bastiodon, which I was less happy to face. But this is always fun to see. GG. Oh, this is bad. This is very bad. I bring out my Whiscash into the Talonflame here. Out comes Greedent, and Greedent has Trailblaze these days, so that is not the best. But let's see. I don't get a drop. Not great. But I should still be able to take a Trailblaze kind of nicely here. Yeah, I do. Look at that. That's why Trailblaze kind of sucks. It's just such a weak attack. It almost isn't even a grass attack, because that was not grass level damage. They actually needed to shield that to maintain switch advantage, and I'm totally fine with that. Because even though Talonflame is a counter to Skarmory, a Brave Bird would still do a ton of damage there. And since this Greedent is not running Crunch, I know I can just easily farm this all the way down. I mean, even if it was running Crunch, I could have taken those, but now that I know they can only throw resisted attacks, I'm ultra fine there. Out comes Vigoroth now. This is fine. They would not want to get farmed out by the Skarmory, which is understandable. If they let the Greedent get fully farmed down, I would be able to fire off so many attacks into the Talonflame that they would have just lost the game on the spot. And by doing this, they're kind of hoping to force something with Vigoroth. But it's going to be difficult. Vigoroth does have Rock Slide these days, which does make the Skarmory matchup slightly better. But at this point, I've already done enough damage with Skarmory that I'm fine just letting Skarmory go down and sweeping with Cradily. Yeah, Cradily, rock typing, but still can take these counters quite nicely since I am super bulky. Cradily is super bulky. I shielded the Baltic Slime here thinking it's going to be Rock Slide, but it wasn't. Out comes Greedent now, just a Trailblaze. We're going to let this go. This point, I can probably Rock Slide it, or do I just Bullet Seed this down? No, I should Rock Slide it before it gets to another Trailblaze, otherwise I might have to use a shield. So knock out the Greedent. Vigoroth, I should be able to Bullet Seed down, and Talonflame goes down to a Rock Slide, which I just throw immediately here. Rock Slide coming through. I know from Galarian Stunfisk, Rock Slide does not knock out, but from Cradily it does. Bye-bye, Talonflame. And now I Bullet Seed down the Vigoroth as well. Very nice Cradily sweep there. Oh, Steelix. Not the best, but it's Thunderfang, which is crazy. I bring out Cradily, and again, I feel like this video, it was supposed to be about Skarmory Whiscash, but Cradily is just putting in so much work. It's putting in so much work. Again, this is another matchup where Cradily just comes in clutch, where just so much more than other grasses would, except for maybe a bonus now. But, you know, Cradily is able to just flip switch here, most likely. I'm just going to shoot out this attack. I should be able to get the 2 more Rock Slides now. I was actually considering going Stone Edge at first, just because it's a harder hitting attack, especially to hit like certain ice types for a lot of damage. But Rock Slide is just so spammy. I think it's what you gotta go with, which is very nice. Helps versus makes Talonflame a little easier too, though you still win up with Stone Edge. Out comes Tentacruel now. Even with Steel Wing, this is a fine matchup for the Skarm. Now, I haven't been very lucky with Scald above, so my opponent's also not gonna get it right. He is, of course. Yeah, that's kind of unfortunate. Now, I think I lose this matchup. Actually, kind of interesting. A Steel type versus a Poison type, but Skarmory can still lose that. Yeah, if I didn't get to the buff, I think they would have knocked out. But I did get to the buff, so they're able to get to another one, which is fine. We've now brought the Tentacruel low enough to where Whiscash should be able to get a farm down. Also, keep in mind, I made sure to store a Rock Slide on my Cradily earlier, so that's going to be important for later on in the game. If they bring their Altaria back in, I'm going to snipe him with a Rock Slide. My opponent didn't think they reached Skull, so just throw the Acid Spray on my Whiscash. Out comes Altaria now. Like I said, I have a Rock Slide ready to snipe. He's going to take out the Altaria, and I have a lot of energy stored on my Whiscash as well to potentially hit the Steelix with later against this Thunderfang Steelix. So I won't really be able to farm down my Cradily that easily. I'm going to get to another Grass Knot here. Takes a chunk of health out of Steelix, and I'm going to go straight for the Scald. I didn't expect this to knock out, since I'm a Whiscash. Not really high attack, and there's Steelix, super high defense, but it does knock out the Steelix, and it just shows the power of Scald. Super strong move now. Okay, next match, we have Lantern into Skarmory. Really bad. I bring out the Cradily. I don't know why I switched Cradily, to be honest. Normally, I would say switch Whiscash. I feel like Whiscash is a little less likely to get hard countered. Especially behind Lantern. I'm not always expecting Grass there, but there definitely could be Grass, so I don't know. This time I switched Cradily, works out. Their best answer ends up being Toxapex, which is not a great Cradily answer. Especially since they Sludge Wave now, I should be able to just flip Switch Advantage here and get Whiscash aligned to the Lantern, which should be looking pretty nice. Go for the Rock Slide to take a shield from the Toxapex. Ryan would not knock me out yet, but I'm gonna shoot it anyway, since they could always throw Sludge Wave, and they do, which is huge, because now Rock Slide should be able to knock out, and if they shield this, should be able to reach another one before a Brine. So looking pretty okay here. I do get Switch Advantage. What do they bring out now? It's their own Cradily, and this is really, really nice for me. I'm pretty happy I did not switch in Whiscash there, I guess. Go for the Grass Knot. There's a Shadow, so it does a ton. I have to throw a Rock Slide here before I get to another attack. The Steel Wing Skarmory, of course, should be able to just fast attack this Cradily down. They actually stay in and go for a Rock Slide here, which I found quite interesting. But thinking about it now, their switch timer just might have not been up already. That's probably it. Out comes Lantern now. I'm a shield down, which is not ideal, but I should be able to take 2 surfs. And hopefully I'll pace him to a 3rd attack before they're able to knock me out. However, they get a surf right now if they're 6 away. We're probably gonna CMP tie on the final Mud Bomb, which I'm not sure who wins that CMP tie. I think it's Whiscash. Actually, they might just outpace me. Yeah, I think they're outpacing me. We get to another Mud Bomb here. They have to shoot this up, or they go down. Yeah, and the Lantern gets to the surf. There's a 1 before I'm able to reach my next Mud Bomb, which is just so unfortunate. Now I'm gonna have to use Skarmory to take out the Lantern, but because of that increased energy gain, I get there super quickly. I wait a turn to make sure they can't catch. Skarmory knocks out the Lantern, and now can I farm down the Cradily? I barely can, and I win that. Pretty bad game, you know, with Skarmory into Lantern. So that's very nice. GG. That was it for today. Thank you very much for watching. As you could see, Skarmory and Whiscash are absolute beasts, and you'll definitely be seeing more of them in this season. Don't sleep on Cradily either, though, because that Pokemon has a lot of great coverage. Next video, I'm taking a look at Talonflame. Team is already on the screen, so if you want to see that, subscribe. Anyway, thank you all. See you in the next one. Good luck with your battle trainers.